Today on Parkers Reefs, we review Mez Fletcher's amazing display tank and coral frag tank. Hi all, welcome to Parkers Reefs. I'm here today doing a tank review on something a bit different. I'm here with Mez Fletcher, probably one of Australia's youngest reef keepers, and I'm absolutely blown away by the tanks she has here, not just her display tank but her frag tank as well. And we've been fortunate enough to have Mez tell us all about her system and the history of it and where she's taking it. So Mez, can you tell us about your tanks and where you got into the hobby and just everything about your tank?
So it's an Aqua One Mini Reef 120. I got this was my first reef tank. 2 years ago, fully started in reefing. It had a complete fail, and I restarted a year and a half ago with new live rock and everything, and then I couldn't fit enough coral. So
that's a common problem we all go through.
So through buying a whole setup from someone,
yes,
which included all this real reef and Kessels and lots of the equipment on it, I rescaped to get more coral in.
Yep.
And I also added this frag tank at the same time because I wanted to start fragging.
Yeah,
to sort of deal with
fragging you are. This is it's not identical tank, or is it?
Isn't. It's
It looks identical, but it's
five. It's like 5 centimeters.
Ah, it is too.
Yeah.
Didn't even notice you pointed out.
About the same height.
And it is absolutely jam-packed full of frags. It's like a engineering marvel, the frag rack you have in there, and I don't see many single openings in that egg crate. It's jam-packed, which is cool to see, and there's some wicked variety of pieces, which is really cool. You obviously enjoy the fragging side of it?
Yeah, yep. I find it lots of fun. It's very interesting to just see them grow and sort of change under different. You can move them and they just
change colour and growth, and
it's really interesting.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, coming back to I guess it could be your frag tank, but even your display tank. Tell us about some of your fish or your livestock and any sort of stories behind any of those. Or
so the clownfish. This is Clive.
Clive, yep.
It was my first clown, my first saltwater fish ever.
Yep.
He's wild caught, but as far as I know, he's like 2 years old. Got him, who knows how old he was, but
sure.
He's kind of big and he's kind of mean. He's kind of mean and nice at the same time.
Sure.
The black clown
hiding in the back here,
came with the first setup, so he's pretty old too.
Sure.
Actually, none of the fish are I've just bought because I wanted more fish.
Sort of inherited the fish as you've gone.
Yeah, the Tom the mean coral banded.
Oh, you coral banded shrimp down here,
the only sort of bought thing.
And he's doing his best to take the fish away. You mentioned before that he's taken 1 Corvus and 2 Bangkok Cardinals.
Yep. That was my first attempt at adding fish because I like fish, but that didn't go down too well.
Tom, you said it was, Tom.
Tom the meanie.
Tom the pain. That's a bummer. And tell us a bit about some of your corals. You've got an incredible Monty scape coming along together up here, but also it's already twisting
sort of
together.
Trying to create a bit of a plate there.
Yep.
Duncan's kind of always been.
Yeah, that's a nice
Duncans have been kind of one of my favourites. They're just really nice.
For sure.
Just nice corals.
You got a nice couple of varieties there too. You got the one that's sort of the all green and then the one with the purple and green.
Bi. A lot of the coral here came with the bi. The Duncan, Acan. He's been sulking a bit. He's usually a bit beefier.
Looks pretty nice. I have a beautiful top-down shot of that Acan that I'll put on screen.
Scullies. All the Scullies came from the shutdown sort of whole tank by, as well as maybe Bower Banky, isn't this orange thing?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Sort of cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not a Lord Acan, so it could be Bower Banky.
Yeah. A lot of the coral. None of the SPS. There was no SPS, but I'm trying to sort of get into my SBS a bit more.
There's a couple of absolute showcase pieces. One of my favourites back there, that purple and green. Just starting to see that take off now. That looks
really liking him.
It's going to be a real showpiece once that grows in a bit. Tell me a little bit more about the Scully. You mentioned earlier on that it never used to have the green in it.
Yeah, so a little bit of sand fell on him for a little while, and I saw it and I was, oh, I'm going to lose him. And I kind of put him in the back of the tank with not much light or flow, and just sort of nursed him back, and he got green in him, so that was pretty cool.
He just went up a couple of grades. The green splashes in it make it super unique, and it's amazing here that it came from potentially stress to the coral that's brought out some cool colouring in it, which is amazing. What about your equipment? So you're running Kessels on the frag tank and the XR15 Radian
Gen 3 Pro.
Gen 3 Pro, yeah, nice, plenty of light.
Yeah, so all second hand, everything's second hand.
Yeah.
I had just the mini reef was stock standard, and then I got a Radion, so that was just like, whoa, so much
big step
so
up from
much
the factory light. Yeah.
And I love it. I've changed the schedule a bit. A couple of times it was sort of too pink for my liking at one point.
Yeah.
And
Radians
sort of
do tend to have a bit of a pink and a purple hue to them.
Yeah.
Got to dial that out too.
Yeah.
Well, the colour you have on there now is beautiful. I mean, it's really making all your corals pop. And
I quite like
from your SBS to LPS, they're all looking happy.
So the Kessels, these two are A150s, so they don't have the the dial-in.
Yes.
So this one comes on, it's just blue. This one's
Yes.
complete blue. If I turn these ones on, just blue. So this one comes on like 8:30ish. Complete blue, like kind of the same, looks like they look the same, blue. And then these ones come on later, like 11:30, to sort of have a white
To give a
general
bit of
balance.
a fade in, fade out sort of.
And then these two go off, and then this one
Sure.
just stays on because I don't have a controller.
That works.
Yeah, it
Doesn't need to do any more than that.
seems to be fine.
And what about, so this tank, I think we're running a bubble magus skimmer.
Curve 5.
Yep.
So they're both running off the same sump.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
There are lots of marine pure balls, which I should probably just remove a couple because I do badly with nitrate.
Yeah,
I
right.
don't have any at all.
Okay.
I can't get a reading. I haven't had a reading for ages.
Yeah,
I don't-
okay. Well,
We'll
I
see
mean, you
how
must
that
have some nitrate in there because I mean, your hammers are looking
I
bump
don't-
and extending, so there's
Who
obviously
knows?
some sort
I
of
get,
trace in
I
there.
get algae. I get like
Yeah.
that sort of film on this tank, and
Yes.
I don't get on this tank.
Yeah, right.
So I reckon it has to be the sort of red, maybe in the
Yeah,
rayon
sure.
that Kessels don't have so much.
It's an interesting experiment. Because I mean,
so-
they obviously are on the same water, they've got
Yeah.
the same sump, and this
Yeah,
one's...
I really don't understand, and that I can't get a reading. That
Yeah,
I,
okay.
And I get this film within 2-3 days. I get
Yeah,
this
that's pretty
sort of-
standard
Yeah,
Yeah.
who knows?
Yeah, cool. So
bit
yeah,
of a mystery.
just the one sump. You run through some filter socks, skimmer, some biomedia. You got your 2 return pumps because you obviously got
Yeah.
one to this tank, one to that tank.
Got very, not very nice return pumps.
They
but,
work. Don't get caught up on brands. They pump water from there to there. What more does one need?
Yeah,
And you mentioned you're running some dosing now. You're dosing.
Yeah,
You got that set up in that
so-
cabinet.
I'm doing Coral Essentials, ABC, and Amino and Grow.
Yeah, cool. Have you ran any ICP
Like
testing?
everything's pretty big, so
Yeah,
whether I
exactly.
put it down to the
No.
dosing or not,
By the way, as you say, it looks happy. That's what
I
we aim
haven't
for.
ever done an ICP.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
I would like to, just to get an idea.
Sure. See where they're at.
Could be a bit embarrassing.
No. You never want an
But-
ICP to come back perfect because that gives you nothing to
Nothing to
change, nothing
yeah.
to improve on. You always want to find at least 1 or 2 things in an ICP that you
Yeah,
can then
if
work on.
everything's doing too well, it's just boring. That's why I got
Hope the camera
that.
picked that up. You'll upset so many people. I mean, if it's gone too well, it's boring. Everyone else there is struggling to get half the colour that you've got here. So. Yeah, tell us
Like,
about
what
how
was
you
that?
went from a display tank to a display tank and a frag tank.
So with the tank buy came all this real reef, and I rescaped the main display because I wanted to fit more coral in.
Mm-hmm.
And that was sort of in conjunction with getting the frag tank, so I sort of added the rock to the frag tank with adding frag tank to the main system.
Sure, yeah.
And then it was just a swap over the rock.
Okay.
The rock ended up in here, so
Yes.
it was just a complete swap, and then it turned into a frag tank later.
Yeah, nice.
It was always the intention for it to be a frag tank, but it was
Yes.
just easiest to swap over and then
Yeah.
not upset everything.
Kept a bit of stability that way. So all the rock you had in here
So
it was housing all the
pretty much
bacteria.
all the rock is actually still in here. So
Yes.
there's like
Literally was just a rescape.
yeah, there's a year and a half old like well cycled rock, and it's seeded this really nicely. So this is
Yeah, you wouldn't. I mean, if you hadn't have said that was real reef rock, I would have bet a large amount of money to say that was literally real rock, as in live rock. It doesn't look artificial at all.
I like the real reef for the shapes it gives you, but I don't like sort of you can't really break it up too easy. Like you can't. Some things you can just shave corals off, but this will just chip and not really.
True. Well, it's obviously, I mean, you've scaped it really well there, so you've done a good job with it. It's come together really well.
It was a bit of a interesting idea of mine to have two sides and the light down the middle. But
no, I mean that's worked out well.
I don't know.
I mean, you've done that well, in that you've got a lot of your SBS and light demanding pieces sort of central, so they're right under that light.
Yeah.
And then you've got on your outer edges, you've got your leathers, your acanthe Duncans, and your hammers around here. Some well thought out.
I've somehow managed to do like all the flow with the three wave makers.
Yep.
To all work with the right coral. Like
Yep.
these ones for a little, the hammers and the torch for a little while I was having some problems with like too much flow.
Yes.
Not so much the torch kind of likes a bit of higher flow, but the hammers get really grumpy.
Yeah, okay, yep.
But now the MP10 takes this jabal
Yes.
like
Sort of,
away.
right, I'm with you.
So
yeah,
if
so
you
it
turn this
doesn't
one
bounce
off,
off
these
there and
ones
hit
get
there.
bashed.
Yeah, okay. It kind of pushes
And
it from there and then across.
I only just added this one
Yes.
because that one died, and then I got this one.
Yep.
But then I realised that this one just has a bit of a starting problem.
Oh, okay.
So you can manually kind of start it, and you
good
can't stop
one.
it. You can't put it on pulse mode because it'll
Just
stop.
stop. Yeah.
But
once it's
it
going,
works enough.
Yeah, it does the trick.
Yeah, I do really like the Jabal ones.
Yes.
They're just amazing.
Yep.
But the fact that they break down within a year is a bit.
Yeah. Oh, and they're cheap. They work pretty well, but they do eventually give up the ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Cool.
What's your favourite part, Mez? What do you like? The display tank, fragging? What's your...
Sort of like it all.
Yeah.
Definitely couldn't live without a display. Like,
Yep.
there's no point in having a frag without a display, but
For sure.
having a frag is really good because if things get a little bit unhappy in the display, or you want to heal them, or you're getting a new piece and you don't really know where to put it,
Yeah.
you can just put it in here.
That's what I love a frag tank
And,
for. By the time you get home from the shop
really
and you've got a
helpful.
new piece, you don't want to be rescaping
like,
the tank and
where-
trying to work out. You can just drop it in the frag tank. You can think about it for a week or two and where can I put it and what if it's sat here or there.
And sometimes one piece will get so nice in here, I just swap it out with another piece.
It's gone from being an okay piece to a showstopper. Yeah.
It's just like, sorry. Alright.
You're obviously you're on top of the game. You're doing an amazing job, and I mean it goes without saying, but we'll say it anyway. You're obviously you're not your typical demographic of a reefer. You're not the 40-year-old tradie. You're pretty young, and you've got a handle on this at an alarming rate. So kudos to you. Keep at it, and let's see where this tank goes over the next year or two.
Thank you.
No worries.